Hello everyone, and welcome to some MiSTer FPGA news. This week, we will be talking about new cores, how the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles core was supposed to be released already, PlayStation bug fixes, and more. So let's get to it. Core developer Pierco started documenting the Kick and Run arcade schematics. Kick and Run is an arcade soccer game developed by Tidal and released in 1986. If you want more details on this hardware's development, you can follow Pierco on Twitter or join his Patreon for even more details and some early access to some of his cores. The core for Crazy Blocks / Blockbuster / Mr. Jong has been officially released. This is an arcade block pushing action puzzle game that was developed by Kiwako and released in 1983. The core was developed by Pierco and you can obtain it now when you update your MiSTer. And now for the weekly PlayStation bug fix updates. For the game Parasite Eve 2, some handling logic in the CD controller was added which fixes a hang. And for Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Battle 22, a bug was fixed that caused the game to hang on its first loading screen. If you would like to know the process that Robert Pipe, the developer, uses to fix bugs in the PlayStation core, you can join his Patreon where he posts periodic articles that go over the bug fixing process. It looks like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles core is really far into development, and we were supposed to get a release for the new year. However, Furtek, the developer, is still hunting for bugs in the core, so it's really not ready for release yet. The release is getting there, but slower than expected. Hotego released a beta core for the arcade game Extermination. This was a vertically scrolling shooter where you control a human instead of a ship. It also supported 2-player co-op play. If you want to know the story behind how the game's PCB was donated to Hotego, head over to ultimatemisters.com website so you can read an article detailing the story. And thanks to the research work done by Fortech with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles core, it looks like Hotego will be bringing us more Konami arcade games. This leads me to believe that these future Konami arcade games will be based on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles hardware, and there's a good list of games that are based on that hardware. Some notable games are Super Contra, Crime Fighters, and Aliens. There are more games, and if you want to see a list of other games based on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles hardware, check out the System 16 link I provided in the description. You no longer need to map buttons for the GunCon 2 thanks to MiSTer add-ons. He's created mappings that are now built into MiSTer's game controller database, so when you load a core, it will know exactly how to map the buttons. Just update your MiSTer to obtain these mappings. However, you will still need to delete your old mappings if you want these to take effect. But if you prefer your own mappings, you could always remap the light gun to override these new mappings. MiSTer Add-ons is also working on mappings for the GunCon 3. And other MiSTer related updates are, for the TurboGrafx 16 core, there's correct interrupt logic and support for the XC1 AP analog controller thanks to David Shadoff. The core's framework was also updated. For the Game Boy core, Mark Johnson fixed audio output, Paul B&L implemented some HDMA audio and video fixes, and now MGL files were created for Game Boy Color and Megaduck, thanks to Robert Garcia Lago. What this means is that now there are separate listings for Game Boy Color and Megaduck. The Megaduck was a portable handheld that used the exact same CPU as the original Game Boy. That's it for other updates. Please also try to support Sorge, the maintainer of the MiSTer project, and other MiSTer developers and contributors on support platforms such as Patreon and Ko-fi. Their hard work allows us to enjoy this amazing project. So that's it for this week's episode. I provided links to all my sources in the description. Make sure you also check out RetroRGB.com to see my MiSTer news videos in blog form and to get more retro related content. And if possible, support them on Patreon too. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like. And if you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button and its bell icon so you can get notified of future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you next time.